This is a resume review, and I am a corporate recruiter, of a embedded software engineer intern. So what we're going to be looking for as an embedded software engineer intern is your BA. That's pretty important. C++, also a couple of other languages maybe, but C++ was the main one, so I think as long as you have C++, you're fine. I2C, SPIUART, no idea what they are, but they're there. Microsoft Office, which is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Yes, you need it. Yes, it was in the job description, and if it's in the job description, it needs to be in your resume. Linux or Microsoft, or both. The word multi-threaded or multi-thread. Git, and that you can work well with others and take criticism. That is what we're going to be looking for. So, this person is interested in robotics and software roles. And they said it's not going good at all. They have a ratio of 175. They have a ratio of 75 applications to 1 interview, which if you're just joining me, the ratio is pretty important. A solid ratio of applications to interviews is about 1 in 50. That's kind of like a C-. It passes but barely, but it does pass. With the exception of interns is about 1 to 75, which this person has. So that's actually not terrible. So I'm expecting this resume to probably be formatting poorly, but have some keywords that I'm looking for and maybe missing like half of them. But 1 in 75 isn't terrible, right? I want to let you guys know. For internships specifically, a 1 to 75 is like seriously a C-, right? It's not the best grade. It's very close to failing, but you still pass. So it's pretty important. So let's go with this resume and see what we can find. And if y'all like this kind of content, please like, comment, and subscribe, or stop by my live stream. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. The link is below. I give all this stuff is for free, and I start my live stream at 11 a.m. PST to about 2 p.m. and I get through about maybe 12, 15 resumes a stream. So if you hop on, you might see yours early. All right, so what do we need? What do we have? What do we see? So the formatting here is off. It's not good. And I don't want to say awful. It's not good formatting, but it could be way worse. So I want your formatting to look like this. All right. I want it to be basic and boring. All right. You do not stand out in the resume process. If you stand out in the resume process, you get rejected typically. You stand out during the interview. That's where you showcase your skills. Here, you're just showcasing the minimum qualifications for the role. So this should be 1 line. I think you could do 2 lines. 2 lines with this, no bolding. Skills section, don't need. All right, seriously, I know every single one has a skill section, but if your skill is not in a bullet point under a job or project, and you do not tell me how and why you used it, it practically doesn't count, with the exception for very high-level managers in a couple of industries. But for 95% of the industries, I need to see how and why you used it. So, contributed development of NFY framework using C++. Good, that's what I wanted. Bash scripts. I might have seen Bash. CI/CD pipeline. I don't know if I saw CI/CD pipeline. Credited unit, enhanced code coverage, but I'm missing a lot of other stuff. Working under the superintendent pressure. You must not be named. That's great. All right, so Voldemort, I am sorry. Collaborative AutoWare, Jeep Cherokee, created Docker, sets of for test control algorithms. Researching techniques for overtaking internal trajectory, planning into agile, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I see C++, and a couple of these are very specific, and multi-threaded. Here we go. Multi-threaded is good. C++ is good. Python is good. Is there anything else here? Implemented a control for quadcopter, gazebo, Python, OpenAI, blah, 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 blah. SolidWorks could be one. So yeah, I'm not seeing a ton of them, but you definitely do. RTOs and digital mapping. Yeah, I think you could do better with this, right? So here's kind of the thing. You have previous internships, which is huge, all right? Unfortunately, when job searching, it's kind of a feast or famine. So you have a huge benefit of that you have previous internships. The problem, and this is assuming I was specifically looking up embedded software engineer intern positions, which unless you wrote that down, that was what you said you wanted, is these. These are what I'm going to be looking for. I saw C++. That is good. That was everywhere. I liked it. I don't want you to change that. I saw Python. That's also solid. But I want to see I2C. I want to see SPI. I want to see UART. I want to see a little bit of Microsoft Office. Again, not ton. I just need like created reports to share with the team in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. I want to see that you worked in a Linux or Microsoft environment. I did see multi-threaded. That was good. I want to see, I think I did see Git as well. And that you can work well with others. So you have like 40% of these, and your formatting's all bad. Not awful, but bad. So I can see why you're getting 1 to 75. I think if you clean that up, you could probably get maybe like 1 in 40, which would be solid. So does this pass? Yes. Again, I think this is a C-. It barely passes, but it does pass. So fix the formatting to make it like this. Again, descriptions below. And then, you know, add the actual keywords. That's what I'm going to be looking for. But you do have a good chunk. I just need more. Let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of a customer support specialist. They have a 1 to 50 ratio, which is pretty solid. Like typically when I see that, I'm expecting mid formatting, but good bullet points. So they didn't tell me anything else, by the way. They just said customer support specialist. So what we're looking for is a high school or BA, a high school diploma, a GED, or alternatively a bachelor's. Industry specific. I put industry here because it's really going to matter if you're in healthcare versus software versus like, I don't know, wine. It's going to be different keywords. So basically I just need to know what industry you're in. I want to know customer focus and support. And more ideally, I want to know how you did that. I want to see that you used a CRM, which is a customer relationship management software. I want to see that you can multitask, prioritize, and manage your time effectively. This was in every single one. I know it's a little broad. It's in most job descriptions, but it is important to show that you can multitask and triage and manage time. And that you have strong computer skills, and that you can use Microsoft Office or G Suite. So again, I'm not asking you to create like crazy pivot tables or create a spreadsheet that would play, you know, Doom 3 or Quake. I just need to know that you've used them, you can use them, Outlook, Office, PDFs, that kind of thing. And that ideally you use Zendesk and Salesforce. So with that said, let's look to see if we can find it. Like I said, I'm expecting a bad formatting, but good bullet points. Oh my God, this font is so teeny. It's so small. Okay, so I'm going to have to look like this, and I'm sorry for everybody. So, customer focused SaaS professional. Again, I don't care about summaries. Help desk analyst. Resolve 200 plus tickets monthly, exceeding SLAs by 20%. I need to know what an SLA is. It's probably the equivalent of KPIs, but otherwise good. Improve response by leveraging fresh deck and fresh issues. Reduce repeating queries by identifying and documenting user challenges. Long-term customer satisfaction through. This is good. This is this shows customer support. It also shows that you can use computer skills. I would like a little bit. Train individual users on underwriting a faster feature. I don't need this many percentages though. Like everybody does percentages. I don't need this much. You have too many percentages. Produce monthly SQL reports. Yeah, that's actually really good. You want to show that you've used Microsoft Office here. I know that's basic, but just put like monthly reports in Office, Excel, SQL, that kind of thing. Achieved a 90% of contact resolution by resolving multiple channels to users monthly via Zendesk. Yeah, these are pretty good. Your formatting's not great. And I don't see any CRM. Here it is, CRM. I would prefer this to be in a bullet point, but I think I kind of have enough to move forward with a little bit here. You show that you can multitask. You show that you can use some computer skills. I'd like a little bit more in the CRM to be here, the education to be up top. But overall, this is not bad. I think that your formatting is holding you back. So I do want to see this formatting. I think you've got most all of the keywords. But yeah, it's mainly the formatting issue because this is so small and there is too many percentages, okay? I know people want to show how cool you are and how good you are. Percentages are okay, but like don't use them in everyone, right? Like I cannot say improved customer satisfaction by 20% of 13% by 12% of our yearly leverage, right? Like there's too much there. Just like resolve 200 plus tickets monthly, exceeding our company's goals is fine, and improving our response time. Like you don't necessarily even need the percentages there, which if people at home can even read this, because again the font is very small. I want 10.5 Arial. All right, don't make your recruiter go like this and squint to try to see what you do. But like trained users on our computer platforms which resulted in a faster adoption rate among new and existing staff. I don't necessarily need the 25%. So overall, too much percentages, formatting's off. Bullet points are pretty solid though. I'm just missing primarily Office, Google Suites, Zendesk, Salesforce, and CRM. I want it a little higher rather than at the bottom, and your education should be at the top. But otherwise, you do those, you'll probably have a much, much higher success rate, like 1 in 25, 1 in 30. So, next resume. This is a resume review of a software developer. This person has a 150 to 1 ratio. That is not good. It's a very bad ratio. Software is really bad, but we really want at a bare minimum we want 75 to 1, not 150 to 1. So this person did not write me anything, so I don't know anything else about their search besides 150 to 1, and that they're a software dev. And if people have been here for the channel before, they know that I absolutely hate when people say they're software developers, because internally, companies do not refer to software developers as just software developers. They refer to them as software developers backend with Python or equivalent C, or full stack or front end. And if you do not tell me your stack, I cannot help you as much, because your stack matters more than almost anything else, which I assume is going to be this resume's problem, is that they are generalized, and a generalized resume never works. I'm not sure generalized resumes just never work. When you are applying for software positions, you need to specify. You need your resume to look like a front-end dev, or a back-end dev, or a full-stack dev, but you cannot look like all of them or you will fail. So that is what I'm expecting this. So keyword-wise, the only thing I'm really looking for is SQL Cloud API, because those are going to be in basically all of them, but hopefully they tell me enough that I could, at a glance, tell. All right, formatting-wise, perfection. I love it. Unfortunately, formatting is 40% of your overall grade. So, no real complaints for formatting here. All right, built AI tools. None of this is what I need. There's nothing here. I don't know what you are. I know you're an AI cloud developer, but I don't know what you are software. Are you front end? Are you back end? Are you full stack? I don't know. I see AWS, which is cloud. That's good, but nothing else. And again, AI is nice to have, but it's a nice to have, not a needed to have. Back end dev. Okay, Agile, Java, Node, Kubernetes, Docker. Okay, API performance, JavaScript. So I think you're a back end Java, and then you did front end here too. Yeah, so here's kind of the problem is this doesn't read like any software engineer. This reads like a back-end Java. And let me see. My back-end Java, I need to redo some of the keywords, but there should be a generalized one. So let's see if at least we can, see what these are. So I found Java, which is good. I found Cloud. I don't see Spring. I don't see Selenium. No, I do. I do see Spring. That's good. I don't see SQL. I do see JavaScript. That's good. I don't see JS. I don't see Maven. I don't see full stack, which is a benefit but not needed. I don't see Rust, and a Docker is primarily going to be for Python. So you only have like 3 keywords out of a Java backend that I'm looking for: Java, Agile, Spring, and Node. So 4. And API 5. That's, again, you need more though, because that's like 40-50%. I need more. So I only really see 5. And then here, this doesn't read like either of them. So yeah, your formatting's fantastic. You don't need to change anything about formatting, but your bullet points are bad. I need this to specialize. Are you a back-end Java developer? Are you a full stack dev? Are you a front-end dev? I need you to tweak your resume so that it shows that you've done those things. Because right now, if I'm looking for someone with 2 years experience as back-end, I wouldn't use this because that's front-end. I'd use this, but there's only been a year here or less. And then here, that I don't know what that is. That's AI. So you need to be specific, okay? Please be specific. This goes for every single software person that applies. You need to be specific about what your job title is. And this goes again for everybody. Generalized resumes will never work. They do not work. And in recruitment, I have to do the same thing. If I was looking for a job, which currently, I'm not, I'd have to have an internal resume. I'd have to have an internal recruiter resume, an external recruiter resume, and then sort of in the internal, I need a high volume versus sort of managing tough to fill recs. You need to specify Resumes are highly specific. So this does not pass because I don't know what you are. And I'm sure someone who's actually knows the thing is going to be like, well, Lee, you missed blah, 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 which clearly means like, cool. Don't assume your recruiter knows that. Don't assume your manager knows that. You need to have it blindingly obvious. Also, I did forget Kubernetes is a good word, but I still need more. So yeah, this does not fly specifically because the bullet points are not good. And I would rather have bad formatting if it means good bullet points. The entire point of formatting, which is perfection, and you don't need to really change anything about the formatting, is to allow me to easily read the keywords from the bullet points. So, and if the keywords aren't there, then it doesn't really matter. So next, resume. Not trying to be a downer, just I want you to know what you're up against. Is a resume review of a software engineer front-end developer. So thank you very much for telling me what you are. This allowed me to get the keywords. The keywords for this are JavaScript, React, Angular, JS, HTML, CSS, PHP, SQL, Scrum, Agile, RESTful APIs, SEO, WordPress, Git, Docker, Jira, Vue, Next, and bonuses, which are not required but nice. Any extra languages, Cloud, UI, UX, SASS, and TypeScript. And SASS is different than SAAS. I hate all these acronyms. They're different for every industry. All right, so this person said they are a junior developer. They do not know their ratio. They are trying to switch job. They know they should not switch jobs early in their career, but they have relocated to another country for which working from their current employer for home is not a value for money. I think something got lost in translation there. I cannot. Okay, so there's a language barrier there. So they are in another country and they're trying to switch. I think that's what I got. Apologies if that is not it. Just to let everybody know, I assume this is going to be in China. I've never recruited a role in China. I am a US-based recruiter, so hopefully this advice translates. Hopefully it does. So let's see if maybe there's at least a lot of good stuff here, which it doesn't look like there's a ton formatting wise. So formatting, I want it to look like this. I want it to look clean. I want it to look like the previous resume. The previous resume had bad bullet points, but great formatting. So I want the formatting of the previous resume, but not the bullet points. Also, I don't know the ratio they sent in. So this is a complete unknown. So this, I don't need any of this. This, maybe? Pardon me. This could be okay, because this does have API in it. Software company, blockchain, scaled. Yeah, I don't see the keywords I'm looking for. I only see JavaScript and API, and I want a little bit more. And that's kind of the other thing. And it may be this case, it's, you know, so this idea, like, there's a degree at the very bottom, that should be at the top, but this may be a case of in China, this is a good resume. I don't know. I don't know what they're looking for specifically or the culture of Chinese resumes. So I can only do it based on the US, and in the US, this would not pass. So there's a lot of focus here on blockchain and meta tasks. But what I really want, remember, is JavaScript, React, Angular, JS, HTML, CSS, PHP, SEO, and Git and Docker. Those are the things I want. And I don't really see that here. I don't see any of these except for JavaScript and API. And then it doesn't say RESTful API. Because I don't care if you put it up here. I need you to show me how you used it. I need you to put the keyword, right? Keyword, which is not what recruiters call them, but what everybody else calls them is keyword. Then the how you used it and why you used it. That is what I'm looking for. So this resume would not pass. I'm really hopeful that maybe just in where they're located, this is the format and it is good for there. But I'm assuming since they sent it here, there's probably not. So if the language barrier isn't too bad, this is the stuff I need, okay? This is the stuff that I need for a front-end dev, which is what you said. I need this. This is the important stuff, okay? Not any of this stuff. It's this stuff up here. And I need you to write it in a format that looks like this. So submit your resume again. I'll take a look at it again. Hopefully the language barrier isn't too strong. And then, we'll go to the next resume. This is a resume review of a senior product manager or director of product manager. So if y'all notice, there's this little thing right down here. This is a Boolean search. If you copy this exactly, it should show up a bunch of extra jobs. You can Boolean search on LinkedIn. I can teach you how to do it on my live stream. It works most of the time. LinkedIn's a little off with it, but this will pull up a lot of jobs that are meeting your expectations. So this person also said they're struggling to get interviews after applying for nearly 100 plus jobs within 2 weeks. That's not enough jobs, nor is it a large enough sample size, I hate to tell you. So it could be you have every 20 applications you get an interview and just had bad luck for those, or it could be a 200 application to one interview resume. I don't know. I need more volume. Appreciate it if you could cover a second resume for IC roles. I don't know if I can. Resumes are specific to job titles, so covering another job title would be awkward. So this is going to be specifically for the senior side. Although I imagine the IC version of this, which is individual contributor, is just going to be a little bit less on the leadership duties. So let's begin. What we're going to be looking for is industry. Basically, I just need to know what industry you're in. Like, you could be in healthcare or biopharma or whatever. You just sort of need to show a little bit of those, and those keywords are going to change a bit, but I can't write them all down because I don't know what industry you're in. I want to see Excel, so like Sum and Pivot Table, SQL, and CRM, which is Customer Relationship Management System, I think. So these are needed. They're in a bunch. Ability to convey intricate ideas in a clear and concise manner to stakeholders and senior leadership. That is critical. Driving prioritization, timeline, and trade-offs. Basically, I want to see the nitty-gritty of how you did what you did, right? I want to know how many products did you manage? What was the timeline? What was the expected timeline? What was the outcome? What was the amount you guys or gals spent? I don't know, that kind of stuff. And I want to see you have past success. So those are the stuff I'm going to be looking for. All right. I'm not a fan of the formatting. Really don't like that formatting. Again, this is okay. It's not terrible. It should look like this. I really do mean it, y'all. This is a very good format. So, all right. Product manager, don't care. So, drove successful acquisition of blank through launching new product pillar that accelerated customer growth. That's too. So, here's the problem with these. Your first sentence here needs to be a description of what you did, and this is too technical. I'm okay with drove successful acquisition of X, but I want to know what else you did. Did you do it through a CRM? Did you do it through Excel? Did you do it through stakeholders? I don't know. You didn't tell me. I don't even know how big of an acquisition that was. Maybe if this wasn't blacked out, it would be like Google. You'd be like, damn, that's impressive. But based on the fact of what you said of 100 plus apps and no responses, I think the person reading this doesn't know what the hell this is. You need to explain that. Strategy for extra platform. Again, 3-time subscriber growth is not a good enough number. What if they normally had 1 subscriber every month and you got 3 subscribers every month? That's 3 times. Still not impressive. You need to showcase how this is impressive. Now, you can use percentages, but you can also use some other stuff too. Did it end with, did it give your company a large amount of product year over year? Did it give you that stuff? I don't know. You're not telling me. You led a SaaS migration of customers. Cool. What were the operational costs? I don't know. This is where you need to tell me. You need to tell me these details. In fact, I'm pretty sure your big problem with all of this is you're telling me the why, which is why you did this, but you're not telling me the what, which is the keyword qualification, or how you did it. Yeah, again, I don't. Again, this is kind of the problem with all of this. Increasing NPS score. I don't know what the hell an NPS score is. You need to tell me. Don't assume they know what your acronyms are. Let aggregate firm, web and mobile launch, aggregate customer close. Yeah, there's so many percentages. Managed and mentor. Oh god, this is the actual sentence I think is good. Managed and mentored a team of 5 product managers and delivering mobile and web applications that generated 112 million in revenue while improving our app store rating from 3.2 to 4.1. This is the best sentence you have. This is a good management one. This is a good product one. It tells me how much it made. It showed me how you did it and a little bit of how you mentored. It showed me what the product was. There's no way in hell a recruiter is going to go all the way down here and then finally see this. This is a good sentence. I need you to write the rest of them like this. Develop data-driven applications, communicating them to C-level executives for your buy-ins for static initiatives. This is fine. Establish performance frameworks for on-time deliveries and reduce development delays. It's okay. Senior product, spearhead and mobile. Again, you don't tell me what else. What is a 3-time surge in customer? I don't know. You don't tell me. Product team, 4-minute product owner, religion, 20 was functional improvement line with vision. This one's okay. Which you can't even see. You don't tell me enough, right? I need to know what industry this is. I don't even know what industry this is, actually. Maybe AI? I need to know that you used like Excel. I need to see that you conveyed stuff to stakeholders. I need to see your timelines and you met them. I need to see that you drove this process. I need to see how you prioritized, how you multitasked, how you had past success. And the only time you really do that is right here. And that's not enough. That's why you're not getting interviews. I need more. I need more. Give me more. So that's all I can do on this resume. It definitely doesn't pass. The formatting wise, it's okay formatting. But again, the bullet points matter, and this one just doesn't do it. This is why you're having issue with this, both for an IC and management level. So if y'all like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. And if you need more help, join my live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Twitch. The link is below at Headless Headhunter. Yeah, I'm here to help, and I'll see y'all in the next video.